What's up guys, Guillaume here and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2021 for the second episode of our Intermarché Wanty career mode. Thank you very much for the support on episode 1. It really warmed my heart to see that you guys were happy to see us safe coming back. You guys seem to enjoy the team as well that we've picked. I wanted to apologize for the first episode because there was quite a lot of FPS issues. That's not from your internet or your PC, that's actually from mine. We've had a lot of issues recording PCM recently. I don't exactly know why. Hopefully that won't be the case in today's episode. And also there was a distinct lack of outro, which will make its comeback today. Hopefully there'll be more graphics happening as well on the save, a bit more of a After Effects kind of thing. We'll see if I can make them work. But the plan for today's episode is quite simple. We have 4 races. We're gonna have Étoile de Bessèges, Herald Centaur, Tour of Oman, Tour de la Provence, and we will be racing both French races, Bessèges and Provence, Herald and Oman. Unless Oman is interesting, we'll see. Will be, like the Tropicana Missa-Bongo on the previous episode, at the end of the episode in a post-commentary manner. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump in. Étoile de Bessèges, Tour du Gard, Stage 1. And the Étoile is on its way. I've recently seen that my lineup is not the one I thought I had. I mean, I made all the planner early season before taking a look at the profile of the races, which in hindsight is not a smart decision because the Étoile de Bessèges is going to be a bit tough, I believe, for us. We'll rely on Quinten Hermans, most likely. In case of a good day, maybe there's a chance before the sprints we'll be relying on Garrix and Christophe and Baptiste Plancart, aiming for that first win with Christophe, who won in real life today, the Trofeo de Almeria, I believe. So hopefully we can match his result here. I haven't taken a proper look at the start list of this Étoile de Bessèges, but with 5 kilometers left to go, we're most likely going to see all of the sprinters trying their hand at being the first winner. On this tour, Svenrik Bistrom is going to increase his rhythm. There is a slight hill right there. For those who've seen my playthrough with UnoX on this Étoile de Bessèges, that is the one stage I had won with, I believe, was it Christopher Halvorsen? It most likely was. Is that Wout van Aert next to me? Why is Wout van Aert on the Étoile de Bessèges, man? I don't know, but it's going to be a win for... I don't know either. Van Aert? No, Van Aert yet again gets Thomas Pitcocked. Wow, it's P3 and P4 for us. But good. That's 2 L's on the line for Van Aert since the beginning of the season. And I had not paid attention to the rest of the team. Ryan Tarame and Quinten Hermans, our 2 leaders, have lost a minute. Good. Stage 2 of Bessèges on the way. Just like yesterday, we're going to have a slight hill before the finish. This time I'm going to make sure that Quinten Hermans is in first group. I guess in hindsight, the good thing is Loic Vliegen is still with the first group, so he's going to be switched from my main helper to my leader, and we'll see what happens. But it's a nice day for Svenrik Bistrom. It's a decent day for Alexander Christophe as well, a nice +2 for him. I reckon that we can potentially win if we play this well. Final 4 kilometers, we're going to start the climb towards the Plateau du Castellas in around 1k. Quinten is trying to bring Loic Vliegen to the front. There we go. Alright, decent. Our 2 sprinters are here. I mean, our 2 leaders, I guess, are here. Tarame and Vliegen. Let's go, Quinten Hermans. There goes Svenrik Bistrom. And you know what? I choked this stage with UnoX. And I'm going to choke this stage with Intermarché. It's a win for Marie Van Sevenant. Unless Juan Ayuso can make a late comeback. He cannot. It's a win for Van Sevenant. Ayuso, Covey. Or maybe the other way around. Yep, the other way around. We're nowhere to be seen on this stage. Yeah, not my best performance. Stage 3 on the way, +3 for Loic Vliegen. I remember doing this stage with UnoX. I tried to attack here with Tobias Harden Johansson. It hadn't worked, so I feel like I'm not going to try that again because that would be insanity. But you never know. Maybe we can send Quinten Hermans in the breakaway and see what happens from there. And there's been a crash. There's been a crash involving the leader of the Étoile de Bessèges, Alessandro Covey, is on the ground. I'm going to try and attack once again with Quinten Hermans because that's been my aim from the get-go. So I'm not gonna stop for nothing. Sorry, there's been another crash here I've seen. Vliegen can stop. That's Oscar Riesebeek joining the bunch of riders that crashed. Mike Hazer, Rui Costa, Michael Biag, Ryan Gibbon. They really dropped the entire team. Wow. Okay, I did not didn't think they would drop everyone. If I'm being honest. Also, like, can the Canonc let me go, or is that like no? Well, I mean, I guess karma's here to hit me. Quinton Hammonds just crashed, and I somehow believe that the peloton is not going to wait for me. Good thing is, he's not going to withdraw, unlike Ben Swift, who says goodbye to the peloton of the Hotel de Bessèges. There's another crash in peloton involving Lance Peters, Michael Valgren, Shimola Gibbons, Nils Seekhoff. Quite a lot of crashes actually happening in this entirety of this Hotel de Bessèges. Not exactly sure why, but we're going to try and either make the race difficult, or at least, yeah, just try to like increase the rhythm. There's half the peloton not in the same time as like the main riders, and I feel like we could benefit from dropping more of the sprinters, if that makes sense. So that's what we're going to try and do here with Ryan Intermarché and then with Loïc Vliegen in our wheel, Olivier Legac, Damien Touzé dans le Godon, Clément Champoussin. Basically, AG2R is there. I could... Do I need to attack? I'll follow Clément Champoussin if he goes for a move, which he does, and we'll see where we lead from now on. We've got 4 kilometers left in this stage between Bessèges and Bessèges. Shock, it's the Étoile de Bessèges. And we should have a mass sprint. Oh, actually, Christophe is coming back quite nicely, you know. If I can slow down Ryan Intermarché, sure, take the out of Maury van Sevenant, I reckon we have a chance there. If only Alexander Christophe had stayed in the wheel of Baptiste Plancart like I asked him to do. You had one job, man. One job. It's a win for Van Aert ahead of Gord Nielsen, myself, and Corby with Vliegen. You had one singular job, Alexander. It really is a shame that that we lost about a minute with Quinton Hammonds on stage 1, isn't it? Because without that, well, this man had 81 hills today and 77 mountain. I think we could have won at the Montbouquet, but we're gonna have to use our backup plan with Loïc Vliegen. 76 hills today. I mean, we're gonna have Hermans and Intermarché ready to help as much as possible. Yeah. Don't exactly know what to expect here. I haven't had the best of races so far. Hopefully this turns out better than the first 3 stages. We're going to begin the climb of the Montbouquet. Quinton is in a good place, so is Vliegen. We do have 2 riders up front, Van Bosche and Anthony Perez. Alright, let's try to already be at the front of the race. I can't remember how I played this with UnoX. And that was like 3 days ago, so that's good. Where's Loïc? Oh, why? Cavagna, man, move! Remy Cavagna is currently losing me this race. That has nothing to do with me just not looking at my leader as well. I am in no way, shape or form responsible for this. Can you not accelerate? Or like, are you unable to do this? Because I reckon like right now, you're all unable to do anything. Vliegen, take the wheel of Hermans. Quinton, just pace. Thank you. 2.2k to go. We're going to start pacing with Quinton Hammonds. I'm killing Loïc Vliegen doing that. That ain't good. That ain't good. Covey up front, doing well. Hey, Quinton had so much. I just had the legs to win in it. I just had the legs to win. We're going to destroy Loïc Vliegen at this point. It's okay. We're going to try and at least come back for P2 with Quinton. Alessandro Corby is going to take a second win on this Étoile de Bessèges dominant early season for the Italian. Quinton Hammonds comes in P2 with Pierre Latour, Champoussin, Van Aert, Van Sevenant, Jonathan Andres. Vliegen finishes with like the second group, I guess. Yeah. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed here. That stage 1, man. That stage 1 ruined my race. We do have the final time trial. We're going to give it our best, but let's be honest. With 65 in time trial, I am not looking forward at all to well, just for the result. Especially with Armirai, Heita, and Oliveira, and Ghana behind me, and Cavagna. It's glorious. If only Loïc Vliegen had not been shit. And if only I had seen that I got dropped on stage 1. It's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs. Coming up at the intermediate, we are 1 minute 13 down. Glorious! Absolutely glorious. Wow. I'm gonna lose every single position I had made up in this race so far. That is quite remarkable. Fliegen across the line, and it's gonna be 80th, 127 down. Yeah. So we're gonna be top 20. And with Ronald getting P2, it means that Alessandro Corvi loses the Étoile de Bessèges despite a dominant performance, but those two riders really made the race. Charlotte completes the podium. We're gonna end up in P17. Yeah, that's roughly what I expected. Disappointing race. Just 3 podiums, no 2 podiums. Make that 3 podiums, but nowhere to be seen when it comes to the general classification of the Étoile de Bessèges. If the team bus has stayed in the south of France after the Étoile de Bessèges, it is a new lineup for the team heading into the Tour de la Provence, led by none other than Luis Meintjes. He is within a decent shot, I believe, at winning the general classification of the Tour de la Provence if we take a close look at the start list. I'm big time stuttering already, that's great. But we've got the likes of Thomas Nada here, Clément Champoussin, Romain Bardet is our biggest opponent by far, but on a good day, early season, you never know what could happen. Intermarché is doing great in real life. Maybe we can do the same in VCM. Today's an interesting day, nevertheless, on this Tour de la Provence. We do have a decent sprinter in Gerber Tyson. My pronunciation of Belgian names is probably not on par, so I will immediately apologize to everyone from Belgium for my lack of knowledge of the Belgian and mainly the Flanders phonetics. But we also have Van Poppel, Guillaume is there, Simone Petit is there because he's got a fitness peak. He wasn't meant to be on this race, he actually was meant to go to the Tour of Oman. But I got him here. Rumensius is there, and Kobe Grossens is here. But the good thing is, as you can see, there are some sort of win sections, and by some sort, I definitely mean win zones. Well, I mean win zones, but on PCM it's more like a win zone because you're often gonna win bars. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. I may pace during those exposed kilometers. We'll see what happens. And just like in real life, we're gonna try and accelerate. I mean, in real life, there was a guy called Filippo Ganna that did this. We do not have Filippo Ganna, to everyone's shock. I know we've got Jan Bakelons, which is the next best thing. But yeah, we're just gonna pace, see what happens. Hopefully the breakaway can split apart. If it does, it's good. And I'm not even pacing with Bakelons, I'm pacing with Kobe Horsens. This is quite curious. Because there's not that many... Oh, Louis Meintjes has been dropped. Wait. I can't take any risk. I'm gonna wait for Louis Meintjes. And then go back again with them lot. Alright, good. I didn't want to lose my my GC leader. I've done that once on the Étoile de Bessèges. Didn't work out. So yeah, I kind of had enough of taking L's for no reasons. Oh my god, is that Mathieu van der Poel? Can you lot stop blocking me for no purpose? But Johnny's gonna try and bridge. I think most riders are actually gonna bridge with us. Or maybe they won't. Tim Merlier and Mathieu van der Poel did not manage to follow our wheel. We've got 8 kilometers left. The peloton is behind. Somehow there still was a breakaway. With the likes of Thibaut Guernalec, Andrea Piccolo, and some other riders whose name I do not know. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, if we lose this with Binyam Girmay, it's quite spectacularly bad for me. But we're gonna move up quite nicely in the general classification of this Tour de la Provence. Rumensius is gonna start the sprint. Binyam Girmay directly in the wheel of the South African. And it's gonna be a 1-2. I think, yep, it is a 1-2. Easy 1-2 for Intermarché, Wanty Gobert. It's a win for Binyam Girmay, the first of the season. Rumensius in P2. 1-2 for Africa, which is quite nice to mention. Van der Poel is gonna lose half a minute. So will this group, and most likely so will the peloton. Actually, no, the peloton, led by Romain Bardet, is going to lose up to a minute into this stage of the Tour de la Provence. As I said, win zones, more like win zones. Stage 3 on the way, quite an interesting stage, a difficult-ish profile which could suit a sprinter that goes over the hills quite well. And yes, I just described the leader of the general classification in Binyam Girmay. We're currently 1 and 2. with our two favorite Africans, Biniam and Lewis, 1-2. Gilbert Tyson P10, but we don't really need him in the remainder of this Tour de France. Good thing is we've got a 57-second lead over Romain Bardet with the Montagne de Lure coming up in the next stage. We need to like do well, not lose too much time today, or actually not lose any time today. If anything, maybe increase our gap should we be able to do so. And tomorrow will be the key day of the Tour de France, as there are quite a lot of attacks. Here's the champion of Czech Republic, Kurkle for Gazprom Roosevelt. There's an attempt at an attack here by Greg Van Avermaet. Quite interesting to see H2R prioritizing the Belgian over someone like Clément Champ. Actually, no, Clément's 3 minutes down, that makes sense, yep. Thank you, nice one H2R. Great job protecting your lead, lads. So decent attack nonetheless by the Belgian. He's going to maybe be bridged here by Van der Poel, Villela and Quentin Jauregui. I did not remember that Davide Villela had signed for Cofidis, and that's a new one for me. But Steven Petit is going to try and bridge a huge attack by Mathieu, but then again, why am I surprised? It is literally Mathieu Van der Poel. But the +4 of Simone really coming to fruition here. Interestingly enough, again, there's an attack by a rider from Deceuninck, followed by Tim Merlier. That's good. That's great. Really making the most of having a two-prone leader, or whatever it's called, like a two-prone fork. Well, it's not a fork if it's got two prones, but you get what I mean, innit? 1.9k to go. We're going to stop talking about utensils and focus on the race. Biniam Girmay is going to launch his effort. It's going to be a win today for Mathieu Van der Poel in the streets of Manosque. Undefeatable, undefeated, unbeatable. Call him what you want. Call him when you need. Call me in the morning and he shall be on the way. Biniam Girmay is P3. And we're going to close the blinds on this Étoile de Bessèges with a +4 on Luis Meintjes. Am I confident I can win the general classification? The answer is yes. Am I looking for potentially yet another win on this Étoile de Bessèges? Absolutely. We've got some attacks. Evgeny Fedorov, Kurkle yet again. But yeah, I reckon we've got what it takes to win today's stage. Honest, Romain Bardet has like a +billion, which is physically impossible because you can't go above +5. I reckon we got a chance. Now, I said we could win potentially the stage. That was granted that the breakaway wasn't going to win it. I've tried, though, to manage the gap the entire day. As you can see, Van Poppel and Gilbert Tyson are both absolutely knackered. Kobe Horsens and Jan Bakelans are the next riders on our list, ready to sacrifice themselves, not for science, but well and truly for Luis Meintjes. We'll see what happens. The gap is 2:26, 12 kilometers left. Breakaway, though, we've got some decent riders, like Matthias Schielmoser, who finished P2 of the Montagne de Lure in real life. Michael Chirel is also a good climber. Pierre Roland, Julien Bernard, Geschke, Quentin Paché, François Bidard. I mean, yeah, like a lot of good riders are here. None of them are close GC-wise from what I can see. No, that is correct. So I believe the win might be up front. The GC, though, should stick with us. And Quickstep Alpha Venol really going at it in this Montagne de Lure. We're going to increase the rhythm with Luis Meintjes just to try and like at least make sure that we can stay with them, as we have the FDG riders starting to crumble. The gap 1:06 with 4 kilometers left. Biniam Girmay will not win the Tour de la Provence as he is now absolutely knackered. There goes Luis Meintjes, though. We're going to try and attack with the South African. We're going to avoid Evgeny Fedorov, the champion of Kazakhstan, and try to go for a 3-kilometer sprint to just take the stage win. But it appears that Quickstep isn't seeing that from the semi. We're going to catch the breakaway, though, with Marie Van Sevenant being the only rider able to stay with us. 2.3k until the summit. Well, Marie negotiated the breakaway really well because we got kind of blocked. He didn't. Remember, the gap is 40 seconds, actually 35 seconds with the Belgian rider. We can't exactly go completely mental with him. But he may be dropped here. There's an attack at least by François Bidard and Nicolas Prodhomme. The win will be for one of the two French riders. The win actually will be for... Oh no. Please hold on. Please, for the sake of your career, hold on. Okay, he's out. It's a win for Prodhomme ahead of Marie Van Sevenant. Luis Meintjes in P3. Sadly, we did not win despite having 80 mountain. I think my attack probably killed me. But at least it was entertaining. And we're all doing this for the show. Nicolas Prodhomme takes the win at the Montagne de Lure. Marie Van Sevenant P2, Meintjes P3, but GC-wise, we do win the Tour de la Provence 26 seconds ahead of the young Wonder Kid from Quickstep. Nielsen Paris in P3, Bardet Bajoli. Biniam Girmay, leader this morning, ends up in P6. Now, whilst the boys were having fun up in France, half our team was on the other side of the world for the Herald Sun Tour. Started with the time trial where we did not do well. I think it was a top 20 for Dimitri Claes, who wasn't able to perform on stage 2. However, a stage with some slight hill in the finish. You can see Lorenzo Rota was there, fresh out of his Tour Down Under, W. And despite being our leader for this stage, you're going to see that our train is quite poor, and Lorenzo Rota's chances of taking the win are extremely slim. However, it appears that Aimé de Rent is going to make an unbelievable comeback and snatch the win from Alexander Kamp at the very last second, making this our first win of the episode. At least, I mean, it was at this point. We carried on with the third stage of this Herald Sun Tour. I keep on saying down under, it's ridiculous. Andrea Pasqualone being our main sprinter, sadly a -5 for the Italian. It clearly means that after, the sprint of Dimitri Claes, who was lead out, Pasqualone was dead. Darrell Impey will this time hold on to the win despite a late comeback from Jasper de Bus and Alexander Kamp. It's a win for the South African. We headed up to stage 4 this time. Pasqualone had much better condition. Aimé de Rent was this time the lead out, not Dimitri Claes. And all of those factors together meant that we had maybe a better chance than yesterday. Georg Zimmermann led out the train. Aimé de Rent kicked out with 1.5k to go. You can already see a bit of a lead on the train of Jumbo-Visma. Pasqualone will kick out with 1k to go. Drop quite early, energy-wise. Olaf Koy attempts to make a comeback. Sadly, nobody was too strong to defeat Pasqualone, who takes the win. Darrell Impey comes the main P4 with Martin Lass, the man from the first episode, getting the final podium position. But regards with the final stage, the queen stage of this Herald Sun Tour, the Jayco Herald Sun Tour to be precise, a hilly stage, hilly finish. Lorenzo Rota being our leader with a good day reminds me a bit of the Willunga Hill, where he had excelled against top opposition, and today the opposition might have been weaker. And there was no GC to defend, but Lorenzo Rota does not care, he does not make the difference. Give him a hill, give him an Australian climb, and you better be sure that he will perform. Lorenzo Rota takes the win of the Herald Sun Tour, at least on this stage. 3 stages for us, but no GC. We headed to Oman then for, not the debut of Christophe, but his first +5 of the season with a very, very slim sprint competition. It has to be mentioned. You're going to see both Plancart and Vliegen leading Christophe and Petit for what is going to be a very easy 1-2 for the boys of Intermarché, Wanty, Gobert. As I said, very little sprinter, Clément Venturini being the 3rd fastest man on the entire race. But a very, very good competition when it comes to the mountain aspect. Stage 2 was a bit difficult, especially towards the end, as Adrien Petit really never made the train until the final 2k. You're going to see Christophe swerving to get his wheel, fighting with Kwiatkowski for position. Adrien Petit will hold on his line quite well until the line, and then he's going to crack, giving Christophe a second win. That is not me, that I did not stop Adrien Petit, that was purely the game. Stage 3, not a stage that Alexander Christophe would have won. He got dropped very early on, he came back though later on and recovered his energy in his defense, but you're going to see Domenico Caruso attacking quite early in the climb towards Kurayat with Patrick Conrad and Kwiatkowski. Two men very, very eager to perform. Quentin Amons is going to lead out Jan Hert. Jan Hert being our leader for the GC. Jan Hert, who actually won today the Green Mountain, and despite being quite blocked, Quentin Amons, you're going to see I make a slight mistake. I'm going to press maintain instead of attack, but that is no issue for Quentin Amons, who gets a 3rd consecutive win for Intermarché on Oman roads. I don't know if you say Omanis. On the roads of Oman, I guess. Quite a dominant display from Intermarché. Stage 4 though. So sadly, Christophe being dropped. Tried everything I could to maintain him in the first group, but it means that with 46 riders left, we only had 2 riders, Jan Hert and Quentin Amons, -1 for yesterday's winner with Lucas Hamilton in the wheel. Quite rapid as well, Lucas Hamilton, and you're going to see that very quickly because we're going to launch Jan Hert. Quentin Amons will kick with 1k to go. Everything seems fine, and then Lucas Hamilton pushes through the limit, is about to show, and no, he's not. No, it's Quentin Amons again. That's 4 out of 4 for Intermarché Wanty Gobert. Can the streak end? Will the streak end? You're going to see in Jabal Al-Aghdar, the Green Mountain, Jan Hert very badly positioned in the middle of the pack, whereas Rohan Taaramen and Loïc Vliegen were much better placed But sadly, Jan Het being this far down means that when you're going to have a few attacks, you're going to have a few riders up front, the likes of Jack Haig and Michal Kwiatkowski to be precise. Jan Het will never be able to be with them, and despite all our efforts, Loic Vliegen did everything he could, Intermarché did everything he could, extremely steep hill here next to 4 riders from Bora. Bora had an unbelievable lineup. I think like Kelderman, Kemna, Großschartner, Fabro, Higuita, and someone else were there. This time, it is not a win for Intermarché Wanty Gobert. I tried, but it's a win for Jack Haig ahead of Kwiatkowski. And then 3-4 for Bora Hansgrohe. We're going to get some access hits with an 8th position for the Czech Jan Het. He won in real life there, but he did not win on PCM. It's P10 as well for Intermarché. But we're going to get our revenge in the final stage. A very tricky stage. You're going to see the energy on Alexander Christophe being extremely limited. Just those final circuits really destroyed the fitness of Alexander. But in a way, it kind of paid off because all of the sprinters, forward/leaders, took the wheel off the Norwegian, and it allowed Jan Het to really pull away with Loic Vliegen and Quinten Hermans, making this, I mean, first of all, a 1-2-3 for us with quite a nice lead, but also a 5th win on this Tour of Oman. Jan Het finishes P5 of the general classification. We've got 5 stages. I mean, yeah. Quite a domination from Intermarché Wanty Gobert on Omanis Road. Now, before we take a look at the results, I saw someone in the comments saying that he would like to see or they would like to see the rankings at the end of every single episode. So right now we're leading the Super Prestige, and I mean, how could we not? After the successful episode that we've had, sure, we did not win the GC of any of the 2 first races we did, end of the Tour of Oman, but what a Tour of Oman! 5 wins out of 6. That's quite mental, guys. That's quite mental. Christophe with 2 stages, Quinten Hermans with 2 stages, Loic Vliegen with a stage. We've won the Tour de la Provence, we've won 1 stage, we've won the GC. Yeah, we've won 3 stages, I think, on the Haraldson Tour. There's not much I can say to you. I mean, it's a successful episode now, isn't it? I think that's quite good. Like, we're already on 17 wins. Last year, Intermarché won 9 times. So, progress has been made. And hopefully progress will carry on in the future episodes of the save. There may be some changes to the save. Hopefully some graphics will have been done by then. Hopefully my new camera also will have arrived, because the quality on the last episode was quite poor, and I do apologize for that. But yeah, next episode, Tour du Var, UAE Tour, Omloop Ardèche, Drôme Classique, Kuurne-Bruxelles-Kuurne, and we'll do Sama and Legiglia as well to wrap up the episode. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be looking forward to it. I most certainly am. My name is Guillaume. Have an amazing day. See ya.